Your grandparents had the chance to buy gold when it was $35 an ounce. Your parents could have bought prime real estate for pennies on the dollar. And now, well, now it's your turn. Because right now you're living through the last moment in history where zero point zero 0.01 worth of Bitcoin is still affordable. Your kids, well, they won't get this chance. And by the time they're old enough to save, Bitcoin will already be the world's money and fractions, like zero point zero 0.01, will be priced out of reach. So the question is, will you seize the moment, or will you become the generation that missed the greatest wealth transfer in history? See, this isn't about investing, it's about time. It's about realizing you are living in a once-in-human history window, a narrow moment where Bitcoin is still misunderstood, undervalued, and accessible. Because just like past shifts in money, gold, silver, oil, land, there's always one final generation that can accumulate cheaply and before the door slams shut forever. Now that generation is you. Now imagine it's 1971. Nixon just took the US off the gold standard. A single ounce of gold cost $35, and people laugh at the idea of hard money, and they trust the dollar. Now fast forward 50 years, and that same ounce of gold costs $3,000 plus. Now imagine explaining to your grandparents back then that $1,000 in gold would one day be worth $60,000. They would have thought you were crazy, but history always rhymes. Now today, Bitcoin is the same story, except faster, harder, and digital. And right now, you're sitting in the 1971 moment of Bitcoin. So, let's go ahead and zoom out. Every monetary shift in history had a brief window where the new money was cheap, ignored, and dismissed. In the 1800s, gold was just a shiny metal until it became the global reserve standard. In the 1900s, oil was dismissed as black goo before it powered the entire world. And in the early 2000s, the internet was a fad before it ate entire industries. Now, Bitcoin is following the exact same pattern, but right now, most people still see it as a risky investment. They see volatility, and they see headlines about hacks and bans. But what they're missing is the hard-coded truth. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin, divisible into 2.1 quadrillion sats, far less than the global demand that's coming. And every 4 years, the new supply gets cut in half. Now, meanwhile, demand isn't slowing. It's accelerating. BlackRock, Fidelity, and Wall Street are entering. Governments are quietly adding Bitcoin to reserves, and developing nations are adopting it as legal tender. Now, as that demand collides with fixed supply, the window for cheap accumulation slams shut. So think about it. There are 58 million millionaires in the world, but only 21 million Bitcoin. Now, if every millionaire wanted just even one Bitcoin, there wouldn't be enough. So what happens next? Well, they settle for fractions, 0.1, 0.01, and even smaller pieces. And when the richest people on Earth start competing for fractions, the average person won't stand a chance. See, right now, 0.01 worth of Bitcoin, which is 1 million sats, costs roughly around $1,000, give or take. Now that's a vacation, a new phone, a month's rent. But in a decade, well, that same 0.01 worth of Bitcoin could represent a year of financial freedom or an inheritance for your child. Because in a Bitcoin standard world, prices won't inflate endlessly, they'll stabilize. So a car might cost 100,000 sats, a home 1 million sats, and those 1 million sats you stack today they could buy what $100,000 or more buys right now. But here's the painful truth. Your children won't get that opportunity, because by the time they're old enough to earn and save, the world will already be repriced in Bitcoin, and they'll be earning in sats, not accumulating them cheap. Now, the final generation that can stack cheap Bitcoin is alive right now. And if you don't act, you'll leave them fiat debt instead of hard money freedom. So picture yourself in 2035. Your son or daughter asks, Dad, Mum, did you buy Bitcoin when it was still affordable? So what will you say? Will you tell them you hesitated, that you thought it was too volatile, that you trusted a system that was already failing? Or will you hand them zero point 0.01, a million sats, that could secure their future long after fiat has collapsed? Because here's the truth. You are the last generation with this window. After this, it won't be about stacking, it will be about preserving. So the question is, will you leave your children a lifeboat or an anchor? So here's your choice. You can wait, doubt, procrastinate, and pass the same broken system down to the next generation. Or you can quietly stack 1 million Satoshis while it's still within reach. Because the day is coming when 0.01 worth of Bitcoin won't be just valuable, it will be unbuyable. Now, if this hit you, if this woke you up even just a little, then go ahead and hit subscribe right now. Because here we don't just talk about making money, we talk about breaking the cycle, one sat, one block, one generational shift at a time. Now, if you want to go deeper into this, my ebook Orange Pilled is linked down below, and it's the wake-up call they never wanted you to read. Now, I do also have to chuck this disclaimer in here as well, and I highly suggest just pausing the video and having a little read. Now, if you've made it this far, and if you're looking for something else to watch, then click right here and have a watch of this.